If you've been struggling with weight loss and feel like nothing is working, no matter how hard you try, whether it was different diets or exercise routines, I'll go over your frustrations and give you the solution. Now, there's mad countless videos of this. I mean, what more advice is out there than to move more and eat less? Well, I'm giving you specific, actionable habits you can easily incorporate into your daily routine. You will have a clear roadmap of 10 simple habits that will help you stay lean. These habits will keep you on track, especially when life gets busy. Today, while on my second fat loss phase, losing weight no longer feels like a battle between them chips and myself. I haven't had to use willpower in a minute, but I wasn't just given this. I had to go through so many failed attempts, and it has costed me years of my life. I read many books, watched a heavy amount of videos, and bought many courses, but here are the top 10 practical habits that actually worked. I'll walk you through each habit step by step, showing you how to apply them to your own life. Starting today, you'll see how simple changes can make a huge difference in the long run. First, since you got your phone on you, real quick, the physique you always wanted, take a screenshot and save it where you can easily access it. I understand if you don't want to put it on your phone background screen. I mean, when you wake up and grab your phone, you're gonna see a half-naked man, the first thing you see. Whenever I was working out and it got super intense, I would randomly remember the exact physique I wanted, and it would motivate me to complete the workout. According to this PubMed study, 1 in 5 participants in the delayed image group completing the 24-week intervention achieved a clinically significant weight loss, having received only future self-images and general lifestyle advice. Timing the provision of future self-images appears to be significant and promising for future research to clarify their efficacy. Many people get bored with the gym, and it's easy to see why. You show up, search for your workout, wait for equipment, and push through your first set before moving on to the next. It can quickly become mundane. But here's the secret. You don't have to stick to your rigid routine. You can do what you enjoy. Consistency at the gym is easier with time, but there will be days when motivation is low. On those days, it's often because you're stuck doing exercises you don't enjoy. When I decided to mix things up and do the exercises I actually like, the need for willpower vanished. In fact, I often had to use discipline to stop myself from going to the gym. Increasing your autonomy in the gym is crucial. Autonomy means having control over your choices. Instead of following a generic plan from Pinterest or TikTok, choose exercises that you enjoy. Prefer lat pull downs over pull-ups? Go for it. However, constantly switching exercises can hurt your fat loss potential since you aren't learning the movement properly, reducing overall effectiveness. That's why creating a personalized workout plan that includes exercise you enjoy is beneficial. I experimented with many exercises and found what works best for me. Taking breaks from certain exercises and returning to them a little later also keeps things fresh. You have the privilege to work out, so make the most of it by customizing your routine. You know, everybody's looking for the magic drink that will melt away their fat, satisfy their hunger, and taste freaking amazing. Problem is, there's already a drink out there that does that and much more. Back in the day, around a couple weeks ago, I was eating fried chicken, home cooked style. How could I say no to my mom? Anyways, as I'm eating it, it just felt like a desperate hunger side of me wanted to absolutely devour everything, even the bone. It wasn't until I remembered what causes overeating when I was able to stop. In our body, we have a thirst and hunger mechanism for survival. When we eat something tangible, it's more for pleasure. However, drinking water is to get away from the pain of being thirsty. So when I was eating the chicken, it had a lot of salt and it was busting. So my body, while enjoying the chicken, is thinking that it wants more chicken, when in reality, my body is thirstier than a mug. So I downed the whole water bottle and felt way better. Also, the trans fat also played a role in confusing the brain to gut communication. What I recommend, especially during a fat loss diet, is to carry around a bottle of water. It can be around 60 ounces. I am confident that this habit alone can help your binge eating if you have one. Drinking water is great, but if your body isn't using those resources, it just stores them. Not saying drinking water makes you fat. Back in the day, I had a serious issue with walking. Anytime I walked for more than 10 to 15 minutes, my legs would start itching painfully. I knew that if I could walk without that itch, I would walk everywhere. So when the opportunity came, I did just that. For my senior year, instead of taking the bus or train, I walked to school. It took me 3 to 4 hours, but I was so determined to lose fat that I didn't care, and I actually enjoyed it. So don't see this as something you have to do, like walking 3 to 4 hours, but what helped was I turned those walks into a mini adventure. I made my walks exciting with 2 things. First, I blasted music, video game soundtracks, anime scores, orchestras, songs with lyrics. Second, I took different routes, exploring new areas. Google Maps would lead me to places I'd never seen before, and it was fun. I imagined myself as Sonic running fast, or Rocky in a training montage, or even walking car blasting Polo G. It was like stepping into another world, and that made all the difference in my journey. Load up your favorite tracks or experiment with different genres. I used to download a ton of songs and then delete the ones I didn't like. Turn your walks into your own personal adventure. When starting a fat loss journey, People often make it harder than it needs to be. When I began my fat loss journey, I accepted the new life I was about to embark on. While my friends could eat burgers, drink soda at McDonald's without worry, I had the goal that required sacrifice. What fueled me in the beginning was seeing myself as a soldier with strict routine. I didn't eat processed junk food daily and knew I had to earn those indulgences through consistency. This is what I call accepting your curse. Whether you became overweight due to family, trauma, or being misled, it sucks, but it is what it is. You can't change the past. If you get a time machine, let me know, because there's plenty I would like to change. But we don't have one, so all we can do is move forward. Once you accept this reality, knowing that you can no longer indulge in reckless eating, you start to develop traits that only the dedicated achieve. Discipline, grit, perseverance, these are the traits mastered by the top 1%, and you're already grinding levels by pushing through your fat loss journey. Accept your curse, embrace it, and then use it to unlock your potential. Accepting your curse does require sacrifice, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy life anymore. You need to find new ways to do so. I added a simple habit that became one of the most exciting parts of my morning routine. Drinking a protein shake in the morning has been a total game changer for me. As I dive into my second fat loss journey after a year-long bulk, I'm focused on preserving and even building as much muscle as possible. To do that, as consuming the right amount of protein is crucial. Studies show that 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight is ideal for building muscle, but I personally go for 1 to 1.6 grams just to be safe. During fat loss, every macronutrient is limited, so I found whey protein to be the best way to hit my protein goals. Plus, I mix it with full-fat milk to keep me fueled throughout the day. After finishing my morning rituals, prayers, meditation, I reward myself with this protein-packed drink, setting a positive tone for the day ahead. This isn't just about muscle though. According to a PubMed study, higher protein diets that contain between 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kg per day, with meal-specific protein quantities of at least 25 to 30 grams, provide improvements in appetite, body weight management, and cardiometabolic health. So yes, it's also a powerful tool for fat loss. Find a high-quality whey protein, experiment with different flavors, and make it part of your morning ritual. While my morning routine might seem a bit long, there's something I haven't shared yet that was a game changer in my fat loss journey. Early on, I made a huge mistake starving myself. I wake up, eat almost nothing throughout the day, and binge watch anime. Sure, I love seeing the numbers on the scale drop, but then it stopped. Not only did my progress stall, but I was also noticed I was moody and emotional, which started to affect my goals outside of fat loss. I soon realized that just because the scale is going down doesn't always mean you're losing fat the right way. Tracking your weight consistently, whether daily or 2.3 times a week, is essential on a fat loss journey. It helps monitor your progress, but many people misinterpret the numbers. They assume that if the scale shows a drop, it's good. If it doesn't, it's bad. I was guilty of this too. When I first started to lose weight, I thought the lower the number, the better. But then I saw how skinny I got without the muscle I needed. That's when I learned that a severe calorie deficit leads to losing both fat and muscle. If you don't care about building muscle, you still won't become too skinny because your body naturally fights against extreme deficits. It triggers hunger signals and reduces energy expenditure as a survival mechanism. So don't freak out if the scale doesn't drop every day. It could mean that you're gaining muscle while shedding fat, which is a huge win. If the scale is a mental hurdle for you, good. Don't avoid it. Train yourself to face it. Remember, you're not just losing weight, you're becoming an athlete, a soldier. They train both their body and mind. Use this challenge as a chance to build mental resilience. Start tracking your weight daily, or at least a few times a week. Look for long-term trends, rather than obsessing over daily fluctuations. On days when the number stays the same or even goes up, remind yourself that the muscle growth, water retention, and other factors play a role. Master your emotions around the scale by tracking your weight regularly and focusing on long-term progress, not day-to-day changes. During those tough emotional periods, I came close to giving up on my fat loss journey, but there was this one thing that helped me push through. It was my first day of college, around the start of my fat loss journey. It was 10 p.m. and I was sitting on my bed crying as I was getting ready for sleep. I had my journal in my hand, writing about my goals, repeating things like, "You're an athlete, you've got this," encouraging words to keep myself going. Looking back, I believe journaling was a key factor in helping me adapt to this new lifestyle. Going to the gym, tracking calories, and staying focused. I wasn't the same Omar who spent all day sitting in a chair playing video games. Journaling became one of my most powerful habits, not just for tracking my goals, but for venting my frustrations and figuring out my next steps. As a man, complaining openly isn't always socially accepted, and I wasn't about to dump my problems on some random stranger. Why not a friend, you may ask? Well, I didn't have one at the time, but that was okay because I had my journal. It became my outlet, my safe space to pour all my thoughts, and it always listens. Beyond being an emotional release, journaling became a tool for reflection and improvement. It allowed me to look back on my gym sessions and fine-tune my technique. I write things like, next time on the bench, squeeze my shoulders more, or lower the weight on squats so I can go deeper. Even for my diet, I analyzed what I ate and made adjustments. Skip the chicken sandwich next time. Too much sauce. Too much soda. Go for scrambled eggs for better satiety. These small improvements added up. Over time, I saw progress, and it made the journey feel faster than I expected. It's too much sauce. Write down what went well and what you can improve on. Over time, this simple habit will keep you grounded and help you make continuous progress, both mentally and physically. Use journaling as a tool to reflect and improve and stay motivated on your journey. During my early days of journaling, there was one habit I desperately wanted to quit, but I struggled with it for a long time. Back in my freshman year of college, I felt incredibly lonely. To fill the time, I found myself binge watching YouTube, mostly fitness content. Creators like Will Tennyson, Jesse James, Brownie, Jerm Ether. It became my go-to escape when I had no one around. While I enjoyed the content, I knew deep down that I wanted to spend more time focusing on self-improvement. I kept watching anyway. Looking back, those YouTube videos were an unexpected part of my self-improvement journey. Today, I still watch fitness content, but I've transitioned to a slower pace, more educational content like Renaissance Periodization, podcasts from Chris Williamson, and Dr. Andrew Huberman. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter whether you're watching fast-paced, entertaining content or slower educational content. The more you expose yourself to the content that aligns with your goals, the more likely you are to adopt the habits of those who are where you want to be. For example, I remember Will Tennyson giving advice in one of his videos about doing lateral raises with your head resting on a rack. I tried it and my shoulders were absolutely cooked. It was some of the best advice that I ever received, and it changed the way I train my shoulders. Whether the content you watch seems like instant gratification or more in-depth delayed gratification, take advantage of those lessons it provides. You'll never know which small tip or piece of advice can elevate your fat loss journey. Watch fitness content that resonates with your goals. Take notes and try out new advice and apply it to your workouts or daily routine. But don't just consume passively. Implement what you learn. But don't let it make you feel insecure about your own progress. Use it as a tool for growth, not comparison. Let's be real, there's such a thing as overconsumption. Watching endless videos of fitness and never taking action is gonna waste your time. You might feel like you're doing something, but if you don't get up and actually move, you're actually losing progress. So how do you avoid this trap? I've got something that can help you stay on track, just like it did for me. I've been using a simple journal for almost 3 years, and it has been a game changer for my consistency. It's nothing fancy, just a place where I jot down what I need to do each day. It keeps me accountable. It helps me plan my day, so I'm never sitting there wondering, what do I do next? I rank my goals from most important to least important, and it makes things so much clearer. Just by taking a few minutes every night to plan your next day, I save myself a ton of mental energy when it counts. This habit is why I stay consistent with the gym for so long. I will always write gym workout as my second priority for the day, and trust me, the feeling of checking it off is addictive. But here's the thing most people struggle with. When you're planning, you're using logic, but when it's time to act, your emotions kick in, and suddenly things like wearing your food or hitting the gym feels like a hassle. This is where the to-do list shines. You already made it, alright? You already made the decision to do it. So when the time comes, you just follow through. Before bed, write down what you need to do tomorrow. Rank it by importance, so you know what to do or to tackle first. Then when that resistance comes in, and it will, trust the plan, you're already set for yourself for success. Just follow through and let consistency do the rest. Remember when I mentioned that I didn't need discipline to get myself to the gym? Well, there's a little trick behind that. Last year, I walked into the gym and it felt like I knew everyone. I greeted the person at the front desk, bumped into a friend on my way in, said hi to a few others during my workout, and by the end, I had so many chats that my workout ran 30 minutes longer than planned. Honestly, it felt pretty awesome to be surrounded with familiar faces and made me want to come back, even when it was supposed to be a rest day. When you know people at the gym, you start to feel like you belong there. And that sense of belonging makes showing up easy. It all starts with something simple, like greeting the person at the front desk. Over time, you build up small connections. You don't need to be best friends with everyone, But when you walk into a space and people recognize you, it makes a huge difference. Suddenly, the gym isn't about a place to sweat. It's a place where you feel connected. Next time you're at the gym, say hi to someone. Whether it's the person working at the front desk or the person on the machine next to you, start small. Ask a question like, how's your workout going? How's your day? Little things like that add up, and pretty soon, you'll have a network of familiar faces who make the gym feel more like home. Say hi to the receptionist, ask how they're doing. Building those small connections will give you that extra motivation to keep showing up, even on the days you don't even feel like it. Listen, habits are crucial, but they're not the only thing that helps you shred that fat. The diet, that's the real game changer. And I know it feels like it takes a whole day just to plan meals. And let's be real, most of us don't have the time for that. But here's the thing, I've got you covered. I put together these meal preps that take less than 3 to 4 hours a week to make. Easy, efficient, and they keep you on track. So if you're serious about this journey and ready to make it happen, click right here or wherever it is to watch that video. And with that being said, always take it one step at a time because you may never know where that one step may lead you.